Hello and welcome into the Sorare Data Show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Joined today by Sorare Deke, Harry Trades, and maybe GatorGuy231 at some point. Maybe. We'll see. We are talking MLS. My whole plan today, which I didn't tell either of these guys, was like, oh, we'll go through some teams, maybe some sleepers and all this stuff. And auction started today, and it is just absolute shenanigans out there. I don't even know what to say. There's just everyone I talk to is just like, what is happening? And Deke, we had spoken last week about like, oh, are we going to get in on the first day? And what was your thought today? Since today is the first day.
I mean, I was watching, and keyword watching, that's for sure. I mean, I'm blown away. I just, some of the names that I'm seeing, like I've never seen before too. And usually like you see the managers and I'm just like, this is new. This is new people coming in. I mean, this is awesome, I guess. I just am not in the realm of buying a 1 out of 100 right now. So
Harry, we talked yesterday with Keith about what we thought the Messi was going to go for. And you keep hedging back on this. So you were like, I wasn't talking about the 1 of 100. But I think I took a screenshot on my computer. I actually can't find it right now.
Come on, receipts. Really?
And you were like
that?
I would be shocked if it went for 600.
I did say that. When I said it, I think I am going to backtrack and say I didn't expect them to bring out the 1 of 100 first. I don't know why. That might be stupid of me. Yeah. If I kind of knew that they were going to bring out the 1 of 100, then maybe it would have changed. But it wouldn't have changed much. I don't think I would have said above 1,000 like in my head. So I'm still miles off. Like I'll definitely take the L on this one. But yeah, mate, it's been pandemonium, hasn't it?
Sorry, yeah. So for those of you who were not tracking it, the first Lionel Messi 1 of 100 rare went for $1,393. We should have just done a full MLS auction watch day. We should have
for limited, not uniques anymore. Someone tweeted you that. We're like, we should just do limited watch, like auction watches now.
So the one thing that I commented on Twitter, and I've said to a few people that I was surprised at the difference between the 1 of 100 versus the 1 of 1,000s, and it felt like we always go back and we're like, oh, what's the right multiple between? And it seems like the multiple is so much smaller. And in some cases, we've actually seen it flipped, that there were some 1 of 1,000 limiteds that were more than the 1 of 100 rares. And I've got some theories on that as well. The 1 of 1,000 Messi ended at $505. And I believe the rare ended like 20 minutes later. And for a while was only around like 700. Like it doubled very late. And was it Paintsel who flipped, whose limited went for more than the rare?
And Garza's, right?
Yeah. Gar says the worst one, that one.
Was it Mickey Yamane?
Yamane, yeah. He's the one that literally doubled in the limited price. I'm convinced people don't know rare exists. I don't think they know that the scarcity rare exists, genuinely.
So yeah, 108 for the Yamane 1 of 100, 200. It was literally double the price.
Double.
Yeah. That's a steal.
I just hope it wasn't Haber. Only joking.
Haber was in on the Messi 1 of 100.
Ooh, was he really? Oh,
he
wow.
was.
Okay.
He was not at the end, but he put down a fairly sizable bid on that card. And thanks to the blockchain, and that is really just the Sorare API, we can see. Let's see. These two went at it. I thought he was... There he is. 737 he was willing to go. And instead, eventually we just doubled it.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, I know it's the 1 of 100 and stuff. I get it, but I don't know, man. Like, I just don't think people are thinking with their, like, ROI brains, which is fine. Like, you don't have to do that. This game has loads of different ways to be played. Like, you can just play for the ultimate fun side or whatever. But, like, putting $1,400 into something, just for fun, like, yeah, you might be made of money. And I might be jealous. But on the other hand, like, I just don't know how far that goes over the course of the season. And like, I'm not into like fancy EV calculations and stuff. That's just not me. But yeah, that's a chunk of change, which, I think will be very hard to make back personally. You might not want to, and that's completely fine. But that's just if I spent that money on it. So I don't know, mental, mate. Honestly, just nuts.
I'm going to keep going on that. But before I do, thanks everyone for coming in. Intero Z, Grem, and Bob Franklin on the podium. I was going to go through everybody, and I just don't think I can. Although Fraxi said these MLS prices are giving me flashback to 6 months ago. Certainly the contender excitement that everybody had. And Sean Kenny brings this up. There are some 2-ofs that are going for more than the 1-ofs. And it's almost like, yeah, there were some that like it was Kalina.
Kalina, yeah.
The Kalina Limited 1 of 1,000 went for $77, and the 2 of 1,000 went for $208. Like triple.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I know, like, we know what the second one is, but the first one seems cheap. I know, like, it does though. Like, if we're talking what's happened today for him, like, he's literally the best keeper in the MLS, quite comfortably, I think. So, yeah, I'm actually quite surprised at that first one. But that happened, didn't it, in like European auctions? Do you remember when like the first couple of Prem cards were like a cheeky bit lower, and then the 8th and the 7th were like couple X more than the first one? So yeah, weird, but
I think the difference there, and I don't want to say it's because of that, but like the lack of 1-ofs for the European cards, like maybe tempered some people, but like that was a Kalina 1 of 100. Like this 77 for the limited, 426 for the rare. I don't think they have the 2-of posted yet.
Yeah.
Oh no. Sorry, the 2-of or the 1-of is now on the market for $804 if anybody wants to buy that one. But
he's kind of missing out. Why wouldn't you just list it for like, just a little bit higher in that second one, take that profit, keep going?
I did see a few people talking about market credits, because I know some people have been kind of saving them. So maybe that leads to some of it. But it is funny because I feel like generally the idea of market credits is I'll overspend as long as I'm not like buying for more than the value. It's like if it's a $10 card and I spend $20, but 10 of it is a market credit, then it's like, oh, whatever. We don't have any, like, there is no previous data here. And man, these prices are flying. And it feels like the idea for limited and rare that I've talked about for basically since the start of this in-season classic split is the benefit of limited and rare is that if you win once, you probably pay off everything. And we are throwing that out the fucking window today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think it's the hot streaks? Like, has that had an effect? Well, clearly it's had a effect. We're never going to know like what sort of effect, on paper, but like, is that the reason why these cards are going crazy? Like, I know there's a 5%, chance of another card, but didn't it used to be 10% in the European ones? Or have I got that wrong?
For an extra card?
Yeah.
Probably.
It was 5. Yeah.
5 seems super low.
Does seem a little bit low, and then obviously you get the essence maybe. I don't know. I just think, yeah, it's something to do with these hot streaks, which I understand. Like, it does seem like a fun way to progressively yield and whatever. Like, I get it. It's a fun dynamic, but to cause some of these mental prices, like, I think we need to tackle the rare and limited like dilemma first. Like, what's going on there genuinely? Like, what is the conspiracy? Is it that they literally don't care about rare, if that makes sense, or I honestly can't think of a rational reason why Yamane is going for double in limited. I don't. Well, I can't.
Yeah, and it's harder. Like, it's obviously harder to play limited than it is rare. Just scarcities. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult to start with, let alone, I don't know. It just kind of blows my mind. I don't really understand. Can't wrap my head around it.
Harry, I think you're right. And I think it's something that's been going on for a while, that people who play limited competitions really don't care about rare and super rare, and certainly super rare. Like the gap between limited and super rare is so big that it's like nobody cares what the super rare prices are. And I don't know if there is just like this expectation that rare is so much more, and so they're like, I'm not even going to look. But maybe they should start looking because like if it's really, I mean, the prizes are bigger, you compete against fewer people, and if the cards and not to say all of the cards are the same price, but maybe some people should look at rare more often.
It's weird, isn't it? I honestly don't know. Are they just getting like serious FOMO in the moment that like I just don't want to lose this auction. I don't care what price it goes for. Like it's hard, isn't it, without a camera in their room, knowing what they're doing, which would be a bit invasive. But I don't know. I just think it's just hard to wrap my head around. I just don't understand it, and I don't think we ever kind of will, unless somehow we get that guy on the date on the show. Can you reach out?
Yeah, I should. HEG Sower said the Mickey Main Limited went for more than the super rare floor, which is obviously a classic super rare.
The super rare went for £80 2 days ago. I only know that because I have one, so I just kind of looked. But yeah, classic, obviously. But sorry, let me turn that.
It's
Are we at the stage where super rare classic is worse than in-season limited?
For MLS,
like, are we
for MLS only comp.
Yeah, MLS only comp is in-season limited a better competition? No, it depends how you want to define better. Let's just go ROI. Is it better than classic MLS Super? I think it could be.
I think the people have spoken, right?
Yeah, the $200 your money speaks for itself.
Just he pointed out the one of 1,000 Luis Suarez went for $62, and the 2 of 1,000 went for $81. 3 of 1,000, $57. So like that's sort of the thing that that Harry and I were talking to each other about before the show, and it was just like, when do we see the drop, and like how far does the drop go? So to go back to Messi, because like that's the card that we were talking about. Harry, do you want to share what you think the like going price for a Messi in-season rare will be when we kind of normalize this?
Yeah, I think in my head I was saying, what was it, £400-500, whatever that is in dollars, maybe, yeah, $600 or whatever. I think that would be like a fair price for a Messi, 25 of 100, or wherever we get to when things start to plateau a little bit. I think that's a price where even me and you said, didn't we, like we'd be maybe interested in buying one at that price, and maybe that indicates it's a bit low. I don't know, but like. Yeah, I think £600. Like, I think that's a fair enough. Like, the max you can win is $1,000. Like in a week. I know you've got X amount of weeks to do that, plus the threshold. I get it, but like, I don't know, man. Like when if a rare team is costing you multiple thousands in rare, it's touch and go whether you're going to bring that back in. I think over the course of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I just bought a Messi Classic, and that was kind of my dilemma. I was like, okay, what do you think prices are going to go? I was kind of around that. I'm like, it'll probably like 600-ish, trying to think of a multiplier. Wasn't really sure, but it didn't seem like a bad price. But, I do have a strategy that I'm going to use with that Classic Messi. And I think it will work. But not to say that I wasn't looking at the Messi auction and I was just like, well, that's at the window today.
Toby said limited Galaxy prices weren't rational. It was just two rich nutters that wanted the one of collection pieces at any cost. It had nothing to do with the actual SO5 game, which I feel like you could apply to 90% of the cards that were purchased today.
Yeah.
It's why like everybody keeps new like examples of like, look at this one, look at this one.
But like, are we that surprised? Like SPFL class limiteds were going for like £40, and the floor was like 50 cents. Remember, like when Contender came out at the start of the season, that was bonkers. So we're not like too far off that, really, like in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I just find myself underestimating, the general community whenever it comes to these things, and I just think we'll be pretty rational with this, and it just doesn't happen.
I didn't follow. Yeah, I didn't follow the J League or K League stuff much because I had no intention of buying those cards, and I know Tuggy got like some of his San Frecce guys, but like I wasn't. It didn't feel like this, and it's probably just because like Contender is the ugly duckling contest on Sorare now, but. Harry, I agree. Like this feels like the Contender one from last summer when it was like the first early access cards and none of it made sense. And yeah, that's what it is. It just doesn't feel like it makes sense anymore.
Mm. But like, is that a good thing? It's a good thing for Sorare, clearly. You know, you've got to admit that it has to be a good thing for Sorare.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You're right. I don't think they're there. They're in the office like, oh no, these are going for too much money.
Yeah, let's downgrade the prize pools even more.
Oh, don't give them any ideas.
So,
I mean, Sean brought that up somewhere that he was like, if people are paying this for those prizes, do they have an incentive to raise the prizes?
why would they? You know, like they must think that in the nicest way possible. Like we've cracked it, and that's they kind of have. Like if we're going off what's happening, like I can't fault it.
Yeah, toss them some market credits; they'll do anything.
Yeah, I don't even believe a lot of it is down to big market credit balances.
I don't think so either.
You can't have enough.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and they expire, and I know you can stack them or whatever. I'm not buying that. I don't think it's as like prevalent as we maybe think it is.
I think the disappointing thing. So from my standpoint, I tinkered with the idea of doing in-season rare, and I was like, I'll probably buy some limiteds like to start. And looking at the auction today, I was like, all right, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not paying these prices. And so I had this idea to do kind of what I did in the like challenger side of like at some point just like blast through instant buys, get a couple collections and like do it that way. But because these auctions are so high, these instant buys are going to be absurd.
Yeah.
And I think we know people are going to buy those too. And I just don't see, like at some point it feels like we're probably headed for like a dramatic crash.
Yeah.
But maybe we don't. Like
yeah, I mean there's going to be so much hype for the season. So I don't know if it's going to be like up until the start, which we're a couple weeks away, but like after the first game week, are we going to see a drop down where like everyone is buying to play that first week? And then, do we really even know that much detail onto what the competition will look like whenever it's that placement? What is it? Battles or whatever? Like, do they have cash up for grabs or is it just a placement thing? Do we know anything about that? I haven't looked into it too much.
For the first one? Like the division battle?
Oh. Yeah, it's a combined pool, I think. Like a combined prize pool. I don't know what the top actually looks like, but yes, it's all in one apparently, I think. So
yeah. So I mean, what's top get? If they release that and it's everything together, it should be higher than normal. So maybe there's some crazy hype going into that just because people are like, oh, look at this first competition, and then they don't realize it separates into divisions. I don't know.
Blue Tomato said, if you don't play the first game week, where will you rank? I assume in Division 3 Division 3. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Were there any prices that looked reasonable?
I'll be honest. I was kind of away from my computer after like the first round of like a limited win, so I've been a bit out of the loop a little bit, apart from what you've kind of told us there. But from what I'm gathering, like rares are kind of, Gator was telling me, rares are kind of coming to a bit of a halt or plateauing maybe. Now we're on like the last couple of teams left of the league. So yeah, the two ofs I'm assuming will look a little bit different, but you get those little random bumps, don't you? When people are like, oh well, I missed out on the 1 of 100 because I thought it was too much, but now I'll overpay for the two of.
Yeah,
it's just weird, man. It's so hard to predict. Like it's super hard.
Yeah. Peter said in the comments, people are sleeping on DC. DC went pretty cheap. I was watching them. I mean, I don't have any interest other than they have a first game week that's really good. So I will be buying a Benteke, just not today, that's for sure. But there's a couple guys where it's like, do I even want this card? But it seemed too cheap. Kevin Cabral, I was looking at him. It was like $9, and I put a bid in, and I didn't win it, but it ended up going for like 13, and he should be a starter. That's kind of, I saw a few prices like that for starters going like 15 to 20 range, which with the other prices at rare seems pretty good. But again, do you really want those players? They're starters, but can they compete? I don't know. That's another discussion for sure.
So I was looking at the players who were the most expensive that went today, auction wise, for the 1 of 100s. So Messi was tops at $13.93. Peck was second at about $9.50. Ricky Puig was third at $6.71, which I think goes back to the Galaxy 1 of 100 collector. Like,
Yeah.
let me see. Okay. This guy's, they must surely have like, yeah, this big Poppy Graves.
Oh, he got the Messi too, didn't he?
He got a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. As we see, Miranchuk, Rossi. There's the, Puig, Paintsel, Peck, Pico, Jordi Alba, and Messi. My God. But so it's Puig, Kalina, Lucho Acosta, Stefan Fry, who, Harry, were you the one who was like, Fry is already over 300? And I was like, maybe it was Keith. And I was just like,
I think it was Keith, yeah.
Carlos Seal at 356 looks cheap now. Maybe.
Yeah,
Almiron, Denke.
I had that conversation with Keith because he was like, some of these guys look cheap compared to the other prices. And then, he got the Almiron. Who else to get? Zaha, I believe.
He got Zaha, who...
Yeah.
He can't be this cheap.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was like 180, I think.
Yeah. So Zaha below Paintsel, who's out for 8 weeks, below Benteke, Brad Guzan at 200. Joe Willis, 213. I guess goalies, I guess.
Yeah. Well, goalies are kind of in that 200 range, aren't they? Really, it feels like that's kind of where rare goalies are flying around.
Yeah.
Some barbells not this high.
Yeah. To be fair, Chicago might be a little bit better this year under a better coach and whatever. Like, I expect them to. You couldn't get much worse actually than last year, So it's one of them. But 300 for the top end guy. It's mad though. Like, I'm not sort of like victory lapping it, but like I bought Kevin Denke in season Cercle Bruges card for like £20, like after market credits a month and a half ago, and he's like 16x that now for the Cincy one. It's like, I know you could buy the other one for like $100, I think, on on market now, but like, it's interesting because like he's only half as bad, as in like he runs out in the summer. You basically get half a season worth of in-seasonness. I don't know. I just think, but the Almiron one's different because he's a forward, isn't he? I think that one's the most fun situation maybe for us from a positional standpoint.
Alan said these prices are out of line, but I do think the initial prize pools for limited and rare were a bit undersold. I think they're actually pretty good. I don't even remember them.
Yeah, I think at the top it's kind of similar to last summer. Just kind of diving into it more, but I feel like the bottom there's just less being given out, but I mean, just less people getting cards, getting essence.
I wonder what this, obviously Sorare will probably have the data when the first couple of leagues go, matches, but like how much gets given out in the threshold game and how much gets given out in the prize. Well, I'd like to see that split. I'm not going to know, obviously, but top 40 get cash.
What was the limited again? Top
600.
600. Okay. Yeah.
200 get cash. How many teams will there? I know the first time around everyone's in one, isn't it? So it's going to be tough to know what the split ends up being until second week in.
Is that one? Is it in the lobby yet?
Good point. I don't know what game week 56. It might be a bit too far out. I could be wrong though. Oh, we do. Oh, nice. Sick.
Okay. Oh,
should we see if I've been rug pulled? If I can use my my fake in season card? Are we ready for this? Let's go. February 21st. Division battle. Here we go.
All right. So it's the same prize pool.
Yeah. It is like I mean, it's actually, hold on.
How does it allow? It allows me to play classic cards in here.
Yeah, you can play one classic.
Of course you can. Yeah, of course. Sorry. Yeah.
But like, is this actually? Hold on. Like they didn't combine prize pools, right?
Yeah.
They just.
I thought they said they were going to.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I guess they have because this top 90 gets cash. So That would be top 40 get cash. I think it is in Division 1 on a normal week.
Same top prize though.
Same top prize, 1,000. Yeah,
600 for limited.
How many people are winning here? 450 instead of 200. 200. Okay, so it is. Yeah.
Thought the top would be higher, but I don't know. Why would I think that?
Like 50. Yeah, 50 people are winning. Not 50. Sorry, 21st to 50 win $30. 50 to 90th win 20. And rare that is.
And don't forget about the level ups or the XP.
XP
and your essence. Yep. 500 XP for rare. What does that get you? Or I guess it depends on what level you're on, isn't it? Of course.
It's 500. The 500 is the standard XP payout now.
I meant like what makes you go from level like 10 to 12.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that incrementally increases, I think, right?
Okay.
I guess.
I guess it's like I just look at this and I think, would I spend $1,000 on a single card when the total prize pool is 4,700?
Yeah.
Although
go on.
Finishing first, if you have 5 in-season cards, gets you another $10.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't consider the first step. I guess that's where a lot of it does come from, which I guess makes sense. But
the most interesting thing for me will be how many people make it to step 4.
Which one's that? 440 or is that 450? Something like that. It's something juicy, isn't it?
Yeah.
460.
Wow, yeah. 460, yeah. 460, 160 from your captain, 375 average, bit of collection. Yeah. It's not like that one's not out of the realm. The 500 ones, obviously, we know tough.
You also have to think like XP wise, your cards probably have 5.5% like in-season bonus and like 0.5% after that.
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to end up with like 9%, like a full set of 9% cards anymore.
Right, got you.
I guess with collection you get there.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking it's just going to be so hard to get XP on cards now.
So maybe that's why they're going for so much. People know collection's huge.
Do you think? I don't even. Well, maybe I didn't really consider that as much of a factor, but yeah, because it's happened in the background, isn't it? Like the old XP thing, like as if like we don't really know about it, because like obviously there was no training, I guess, midweek. But yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, it could be. It very well could be, and we could be miles off it. $40. Like that middle one's like really reasonable, I think.
I think it's reasonable on its own. It's the fact that you need to have 420 and 430 than the preceding weeks.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah, because Rays are getting like 10% card bonus as well, aren't they? So when I factored in that 75 average, I wasn't even thinking about like the 10% on top of the, let's call it 5% collection bonus as well. Like 15% on a card is like not standard, but for 5% collection is standard.
Right.
So like you're going upwards to 20% basically, which is a 60 average, isn't it? Off a 75. If you need 75, you basically need 60 flat from 4 players plus 100 from your captain to hit 460 points, I'm pretty sure. Something like that.
I love how you just so casually like plus 100 from your captain.
Well, come on. Like there has to be at least 100 every week. Like that'd be a good bet. Do we think there'll be 100 at least every week in the MLS?
It's MLS,
Sure.
yes. Absolutely.
It's got to be, right?
Of course.
Do you think 2? Like what's the overall under? Is it like 3?
Every week is tough, but man, I think 2.5 would be a good line. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2.5 would be the over under, I think.
Red Panda pointed out PSU fans bought the Almiron 1 of 10.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know what it went for. He said he had a decent deal on it, but
788 seems pretty good to me.
Well, Keith paid like 3 something for the rare.
Yeah.
But I guess multiples don't matter. Like scarcity don't matter. Yeah. Unless they're just colors. You could be colorblind. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah. The limited went for 2,000, but I'm just kidding. 347 for the rare.
Wow. See, that multiple's way less, isn't it? Or like way more, I guess. That's weird. I think that Almiron went cheap there. JJ Lane, by the way, shout out to him. He's in our Discord.
So,
hasn't it? Yeah, 6x. Like
Peter kind of brought this up on Twitter. Not Peter, sorry, MPen, that we already have like a fairly large Almiron in-season supply. Now, obviously, you get a forward card here, but there are 664 Newcastle Almirons. So, like, if you want one, you can get one a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I didn't consider that as much.
Great. PSU. Super is so bad. Immediately buys a 1 of 10.
So who does he have? He has Denki in season. He has Almiron. Did he luck into anyone else, like through wins that have moved? I'm sure he had maybe.
Of course he did.
Well, of course he did. Yeah, I just mean, I just want to know the numbers. Like
Denki, Pasalic.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay, so he's got 3.
Yeah, that's
one more, I guess. For the 4-1, he won't be playing for the jackpot unless he buys 2 more.
Krupti's asking what the scoring difference is between Almiron. I feel like we should just forget his time in Europe. Oh, I guess we can't. Did he never? No. How do we not have Atlanta? So he's actually much worse as a forward. That's funny.
Yes.
Oh, not much worse. Sorry, 0.2 points. They're exactly the same. There's some dramatic like dot movements there.
But yeah, his actual average doesn't change a ton, does it?
No.
I do like that though, I think, because depending on how good Latte Lath is, like as a scorer, like he might score goals. I just don't know what his AA is going to look like. Like you could use Almiron as that forward card, Miranchuk as the mid, and you can kind of bypass him if you want to do that. Like I think it's a nice, a nice differential or whatever you want to call it. It's fun.
There's so many more like elite midfielders in MLS too.
Oh, like you'd rather him.
You almost don't want to waste the spot on Almiron.
Right. 100%.
Yeah, I was just kind of stupid and stuff.
You have an example there?
No, just kind of keeping track of the auctions during because Philly's coming up. But I just kind of thought thinking the collectability. I paid stupid amounts for the 1-ofs last year, so for Philadelphia, and like I just wanted to have that collection score, that early 5%, and it's kind of, I was looking at Philly's up next. Orlando's finishing up on the rare side and Philly's up next. And I was just kind of looking at those prices and like, it's like, that was me last year. So, I see why some people do it. But at the same time, like,
you did well last year though. I remember you won a couple times, didn't you?
Yeah. I had a couple podiums with them. So obviously they paid off, but like, you have to do that for them to pay off.
Yeah. There's no like if buts or maybe, like you legit have to.
Yeah.
But
getting a forward card this year.
Yeah. It's about to go 2 minutes left on that. And I was kind of watching that
I can
one.
see that. What about Kai Wagner's £315 right now, 9 minutes to go.
Yeah. Dave.
Oh no, Gator guy.
Oh, Gator.
Ooh,
so that's what he's doing.
Pastelage. I don't think he has a pastelage yet, actually.
I have one. Yeah, that being a forward card is a game changer just because you don't really know. Like Big Dunk's out for a little bit. The other two don't really score great so far, but
Muriel's dust.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if what's his name was a forward as well. The guy I won the unique of. What's his name? The winger. Plays left wing. Yeah, Angulo, yeah. Because he's a mid, isn't he? But he's sneaky. Like he had a good run last year, didn't he?
He did have a good run, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be nice as a forward, I think.
I feel like Andrew Rick should go for more. Just looking at he's $17 right now because Blake's going to get hurt. Just kind of lock that in.
Yeah. So they've got instant buys already.
Oh yeah. Stefan Fry is the 7th most expensive MLS player on the platform right now, limited wise.
Wow.
Right after Ricky Pooch. Oh my god.
That one we need to speak a bit more on, like the Ricky Pooch one. Like what that rare went for like £600 or something crazy, right? Like you might not be able to use him.
Yeah.
Like it'll be touch and go whether he gets like 10, like 5-10 games towards the end of the season or whatever it looks like. I don't know, but man,
I think that one was a collection piece. Like I think
Big Poppy.
Yeah.
Big
I
Poppy
think
again.
Big Poppy
David
was
Ortiz.
like, these are mine.
Wow. Like I get it, but man, 2 players are unusable. Like you can't use Paintsel for 10 weeks or whatever that's going to look like.
Yeah, boy. I mean, what are the Galaxy even going to look like as far as, early stretch here? They're going to struggle. They still have good pieces. Not saying they don't, but they open with San Diego, at Vancouver, St. Louis, at Portland, at Minnesota.
It's not easy.
This could be the, not last year, but 2 years ago, that Galaxy team ran into injuries and then, snuck up the joint.
Yeah.
They've lost like 6 stars as well. Like Delgado's left. They've lost a few pieces, including the ones that are injured.
Yeah, Brugman, Neal.
Brugman,
wasn't a start at the end, but Jovic.
This is actually somebody's name, Fabian Loyola.
Yeah,
it's a fun name.
Big dunk. Gazdag's 195.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I do like how they've coupled them this year though, like all the team in one. I do kind of like that, honestly.
Yeah,
Didn't they used to do that?
I said that too. I'm not sure.
Honestly, couldn't remember. I didn't really used to buy much from the auctions, but I'm sure they must have, but they didn't for a while, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This feels so dangerous. It's Kai Wagner.
Nah, no danger at all. It's just, you're used to it if you've had him. It's just every year's the same thing. He's set to go to some club where he's dead and he just rebirth every time. Now there is danger for sure.
Any of these guys rookies? Somehow Kevin Sullivan is not.
Kevin had his rookie last year.
Yeah. Just looking at Gasquez.
A lot of them already have their rookies, which is crazy how, young Glevinovich or however you say him. I don't know if he has any cards. I don't think he has any cards yet, so he'll probably get a rookie, right? Other than that, I don't think so. Is Frankie Westfield on here? He would be one, I would think. No, he's not on here. It doesn't seem like it.
It's crazy as well, like like Evander's and Luchos and stuff. Like there's still a lot of uncertainty with a lot of the cards that have been made, like the big guys,
Yeah.
Like Santi Rodriguez looks gone as well. Like,
but Botafogo doesn't want to pay his wages, so I guess
they not?
Back. They at least, as of earlier.
Harry's fired up now.
Story.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I've got my Santi. Come on, what a legend.
You have it for now. Tomorrow will be different.
Until he moves to fucking Argentina.
Yeah, someone said the UAE window's still open, right? So there is one player that I know that I think people would be interested in getting and did not have a card minted today.
I know. I'm not going to say it because you told me earlier.
Please.
Well, Alberto.
No Rusnak today.
What's all that about? He must have missed media. He must have been too lazy to get up for media day.
But it's early access.
Yeah.
True. Sorry. Yeah. I stand corrected. Yeah. There's no reason why he doesn't need to be there.
Yeah. He's been out with a right quad injury, but early access doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I saw Behab was like victory lapping his Seattle collection, and I'm like, you're missing someone.
You're missing the main man.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I wonder why they wouldn't put guys in. And then there's like guys that are like certain to leave, and they got their cards. I was thinking like, who was it? Soke or however you say it from Chicago. Like he's not with the team for all instances. But, and then Barroso, who I was kind of looking at for Chicago, he should be the starting right back. He didn't get a card, and I was kind of monitoring him because he'll be interesting. But, yeah, I wonder what goes into and, like, Philly got that new Lukic guy. He's already in, and that was officially signed 2 days ago. So,
yeah, super recent.
I don't know what goes into it, but.
Deke, you looking to buy any of these, like, cheap like the no-name one of guys?
Yeah,
You know, Chris Donovan.
not Chris Donovan. Philly did make. I mean, it's all but finished, but they got somebody from Nacional in Uruguay today. Striker should be their like first guy off the bench. Striker Bruno Damiani, I think. I don't really know much about him, but I was kind of looking at him. Maybe if he got a card, but obviously not this quick. Andrew Rick would be one. You know, he makes sense. I'm probably not going to buy any of the one-ofs though, just because I already have 2 Philadelphia collections, and I just didn't want to get into that again, just because like classic, like you feel stupid if you don't play a Kai. Like, you know, it just kind of closes down your options. Although, like, in what world are you not playing them? But yeah, there's no one really that interests me too much. I had bids out for a few of them, but they already got passed up. Maybe like Danley, Jean Jacques, because I didn't have one. He's like their DM. But yeah, other than that, Glavinovic, I'll buy one, just get the players that I don't have, but I'm not really interested in the one-ups just based on what I've seen today. Question for you guys. What do you think as we get later in the day with some of these late teams, with, you know, it getting later over in Europe? Are we going to see some like middle of the nighters that go under the radar, or
Potentially? Yeah. I don't see a reason why not.
So the why not is I'm not sure that there are that many auctions.
Okay.
Like I almost feel like they'll stop.
Yeah.
Like let me look here. If we pick who was one of the, like Miami was one of the early teams, right?
Yeah.
Like they're done for the day.
Yeah. I was just thinking like the late teams. So like what, Vancouver would probably be the last one, right? I'm going to look.
Yeah. Vancouver and Toronto.
It'll be over in 2 hours and 20 minutes. So never mind.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like
okay.
The game they're going to play is we'll stop these, we'll put them up on instant buy and see who wants them.
Yeah.
And I think people will want them.
When do you think the next round will start, Laird, roughly?
Whenever the Europeans wake up tomorrow.
Fair.
Like the timing kind of works perfectly to do from, let's call it, you know, noon in France, so 6 a.m. on the East Coast, and just run them all night until, so what is this, 2 hours left on this? So it'll be basically 7 p.m.-ish. Yeah, 7 p.m. is this last one, right, Krylock?
Yeah.
Yeah,
7:03.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then just start over.
Yeah.
I just, the instant buys are scared, like they're, oh no, that wasn't MLS. I was like, how are there 12,000?
Whoa. Yeah.
But like basically 1,000 instant buys available for limited.
What rares do we have out there already?
There's one guy.
The new signing, Lujan. Huh. Interesting.
So he had San Lorenzo cards I'm looking at here, or whoever he used to play for.
I think Falcone is Colo Colo. Yeah, I think you're right on that. San Lorenzo.
Yeah, so he only has it because of that.
Okay. Huh.
But it doesn't show that he's sold. That's weird, no? They haven't sold the one of Inter Miami version, unless I'm missing it. But like in those last sales, it's 5 days ago for the San Lorenzo version, but there's no Inter Miami version. Unless I'm.
Well.
Oh, they did.
No, there shouldn't be one. Because, well, actually, yeah, here it is.
But that's the same as like, because it's 2020.
No, it's Argentina. Yeah. It's not Europe.
Yeah. That's funny.
So he won't get a one of Inter Miami. Well, I guess it was this one open. You probably couldn't open this one yet. Yeah, so when you open this one, I bet it becomes a Miami one. That's actually pretty sneaky, no?
What, it turns into a Miami, does it?
Shouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking back to my Stassen card. Like I bought his Westerlo card, but when I opened it, it was Saint Etienne.
Oh.
So like this is a one of Inter Miami card.
Okay. So what?
It's fun. I think he has a 5% on that, doesn't he, or something like that?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wow.
And he's got the collection.
So you don't want it to be Inter Miami.
No, so you don't want it.
Yeah, so you don't.
Yeah.
Unless you want to play Challenger.
That's pretty awesome. Wow, Collection King. Love
That's
it.
actually really funny. Yeah, here it is. 21 of 22 card. They all
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah. Who's this? Everyone's hyping up this Orlando Gill. Have you seen Laird? Do you know much about him?
Only from other people saying his name today.
Yeah, like he's Carlos's long lost brother. That's what I've heard from a scoring perspective. Okay.
It was a goalie.
Oh, he's a keeper. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that.
No.
He must have got
Scores
those messy.
just as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Just the 35
okay.
AA. This is Carlos Heel. Really is. This is why he's so good, because Carlos and Nacho are just peppering shots at him for his whole life. Yeah, I bet that card never gets opened because of that collection.
No way. Yeah.
That's a really
bet
fun
you
thing.
that rare guy who bought the Messi he'll won that 1 of 100 maybe, but I guess he wouldn't really know unless he watches this video, this stream.
We're supposed to stop talking about Orlando Gill. Sorry,
sir. How many? Okay, question. How many rare mints do we think we see before the start of the season?
Ooh. What's the max they can do? Is it 60% or what's the
60? Yeah.
Yeah,
60?
60.
For the start?
How long have we got?
2 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
Is it even 2 weeks? Not even, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's like a week from Friday, isn't it? Or Saturday?
Well, this weekend will be game 54. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. It'll be less
Oh.
than 2 weeks.
CONCACAF Champions Cup too before.
Oh wow.
Of course there is.
Yeah, why not? Sporting Kansas City is in there, so.
How?
Wow.
U.S. Open Cup, LAFC already
5 years ago.
qualified, and they've lost in the final and got the bid.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why U.S. Open Cup still matters, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm gonna say 24. I don't know. It's just guess.
1/3 ish of their supply.
I mean, let's check. Like, I think the first, it was like August 17th was Chelsea's first game, let's call it.
Yeah.
And could they have done 40?
No way.
35?
Serious?
I mean, they might have. 18 within 20-ish within a week. It really depends on the instant buys, to be honest. Like, if people just start peppering them, like, they just keep going.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Somebody was mentioning how there's some dumb instant buy purchases, and I'd love to see one of them.
Oh, on the limited side.
Yeah. And
No,
Ped said, with the push on hot streaks, how many lineups with a classic card do you think we're likely to see? And will they realistically stand a chance with it only being a one league only comp? I think we'll see a lot fewer in limited.
Yeah, I was going to say, because there's just no point in not having it, really.
Right.
But then, classic Messi still worth X in limited, but in rare, I think it'll depend on like what level you're on, as much as anything else. Like if you're on like level 3 or 4, I think you've just got to smash all 3 of them as 5s if you can, 5 in seasons. But if you're maybe on like the first or second one, and you think on paper, one of your lineups will cover that, why not have a Messi classic lineup that's able to do well in the actual leaderboard outside of the hot streak? The fact you have 3 lineups really allows you to do that. I think I think you can still have a lot of fun with that one classic card, the one smasher.
You talked that through very well.
I mean,
that might be what I'm doing. That might be.
Yeah, 3 gives you enough, doesn't it, to go 2 5s and 1 4 1 maybe.
Harry, if we see our kind of estimate that Messi settles around the 400-pound mark for the rare, what does the limited settle around?
I don't think what is it now? Like 200
The 3 of 1,000 limited sold for 169 pounds.
Okay.
$211. There's an
Yeah, it's gotta
instant
be
buy right now for 280 that somebody watching this surely is thinking about.
That's a lot.
So the 3 that sold today, $505, $270, and $211. So the instant buy is higher than the 2 and the 3.
Got you.
It is the number.
I'd say £100.
9.
100 quid. I think it'll settle on
100.
Yeah. £100 for him. The rest of the team costs you, let's just call it another 150 or
Yeah.
8. So you're 250, at that point then one win does almost double, your money, which again is not easy to do in limited. We know that outside of the hot streak, just the raw limited cash at the top. So I can see people getting involved at that price, like and chasing something.
Novelty said, you may have covered this at the time I had to dip out when you spoke about Humane. If you want to giggle, check the price of a Miro Garces from the Galaxy. Limited versus rare.
Nice.
It's going to be ugly.
It's really ugly.
Jude Bellingham just scored in the 92nd minute to beat City, by the way. Very much Jude time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Genuinely.
229 for the rare, 507 for the limited.
I don't want to talk about him, but that Alex Hamad has been on the wrong side of a lot of these. So it's probably just a collection for some reason.
Collection FOMO.
I guess it doesn't matter to him. I'm going to withdraw my statement.
That Alba price is nuts. I was speaking to Nash.
So I was going to. So there are 3 things I noticed here. I look at the Zaha and I'm like, compared to Denki, that is a great price. Yeah. $479 for the Zaha super rare, $736 for Denki, $22.79 for Jordi Alba.
Crazy.
Oh, wow! I guess if you're going to battle with Pranksy, you're going to end up paying a lot. Did Pranksy end up with any cards today?
He must have. Surely.
1. Oh no, 2. Hardle and Boanga. $1,300 each.
He's too busy in Gundogan's box. He's got bigger fish to fry. All
right, let's see.
Escape Price says you can write it off as a tax. Can you even do that?
So this Alex Hamad got the top. Was it Hamad? Hamad, yeah. Got the 1 of 1,000 of every Galaxy card.
I mean, that's cool. Nice. That's awesome.
Yep.
Never gonna knock a collector.
Oh!
Miguel Berry.
Little Berry. Wow.
Oh, who did it to him?
That is
Risu.
Risu got him.
And
hold that baby hostage. Oh no.
Wait, so Risu still owns it. Yeah. 50 cents for the.
Oh, I love Bonfer.
Oh, he listed it. Yeah. I mean,
for $259.
He knows what he's up to.
Yeah. How bad do you want it? And that's how you build a gallery.
Right.
Oh man.
That's insane.
I'm just gonna guess that Risu also got some Sounders cards. BF said is the ultimate extortionist.
Oh man.
I think that's how the game is played.
We're on a 3-minute watch for Evander. He's at 325 right now. Interesting. I mean, nothing to worry about where he is going to be for the first match.
Yeah. Don't need to stress over that one at all. 260.
Does it seem like Zaha's cheap? What am I missing?
Is he not? Is it not the Almiron effect? Like he already has X amount of in-season type of thing?
I don't know. It did seem cheap. I don't know.
Maybe it could be, yeah. Who do we think is buying this card? Radrick.
Fulham.
I was saying to somebody earlier that it seemed like there were a lot of people bidding on cards that had like no MLS cards. There was one guy, I forget who it was, had 4 MLS cards, and they were all Yuya Kubo.
Interesting. What a player to have as well.
Yeah.
Right? 4 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a different, like, because it's such an interesting like league now. This deal is its own thing, and there's the first of its kind threat. Like, I can see why people who've never dipped into it before would want to. Like, I get it. I really do.
Till they see the quality on display if they watch it.
Yeah, until they buy their Apple TV pass and realize they're watching.
Sorry,
paint
but
dry
we gotta
film.
go.
It is exciting. I'll give them that. They might not be happy with the actual, scores of their goalies and defenders, but it's entertaining nonetheless. Like you can't knock it for that.
Even playing field now, it doesn't even matter, right?
True. Yeah, we're all in the same sort of boat.
Over under really. Clean sheets in a game week. That'll be interesting.
That'll be fun. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one.
Oh man, here we go.
I really didn't think the return of auction watches would revolve around an Evander 1 of 100 Portland card before he's get traded to somewhere. Where's his like most reasonable destination? Is still Cincinnati?
Cincinnati, yeah.
It's funny to me that for the number of players who seem to have like burned their bridges on the way out, as Lucho is doing, and someone like Evander is like, I'm going to go there.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah. Nobody has any contract disputes there. No, it's fine.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
3 guys had issues in the offseason. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, the 3 best guys.
Yeah, right. Exactly right. That's what I mean.
Literally, like, money talks, doesn't it? But
back to Kubo.
Yeah.
All full circle.
Full circle.
Oh man.
I can't.
That's more than you saw your classic 4 lead, isn't it?
What's that?
Is that more than you? Well, that's more than you. How much you saw your classic for? 600 or 400 or both? 4 something.
Good question.
I'm sure it was around that one.
It's funny. I literally don't even remember. 400.
Okay.
And the new one went for 23.28. Oh my god.
That's one thing we need to like. And it was Alex again. That's one thing that we really need to like not do anymore. Like I with these MLS cards specifically, I really don't think you can do the whole like classics X, in seasons Y. Like it's complete. Oh, it's finished that now. Like I don't want to hear that ever again. Really.
And frankly, the rare to limited one also.
Oh yeah, that one's toast as well. Yeah.
That Enzo Schifo, he has gotten some great cards today, just from me watching.
New name to me as well.
Yeah, I didn't recognize that one. It could just be me not knowing, but yeah, I love the
is 600 like this is almost like wasn't Gill like 350?
Yeah, with no uncertainty.
Like
is Evander twice the player of Gill, no matter where he goes to? I don't know. I don't think he is really. He's amazing, but like
I think with the surrounding players that Hill has, I think he's gonna have a great season.
If he goes to Cincy, like him, Oriano, and Denke could just be frightening.
And then you got where?
Yeah, but you were saying you thought Gill was gonna have a great season.
Yeah, right? I mean, in theory,
Gill could as well.
Should do great, but yeah, I mean, I just find it crazy. I can't really think of any situation where it's just like one guy's waiting on another guy, which is waiting on another guy. So like Hernan Lopez is the like missing link here, him leaving. Possible for Lucho to go to San Jose, and then that opens up Cincy, and then today was it DaCosta was kind of confirmed to come to Portland.
Was it really confirmed?
It's like all but confirmed, basically, is what I saw today. So like, crazy.
This doesn't seem like I have the right guy. Hold on. Oh, Enzo, that's why. I
mean, Evander's a better player than Hill.
Oh, for
I'm not,
sure. Yeah.
I'm not disputing that. But price-wise, I mean,
You'd rather 2 Gills, wouldn't you? Surely. All day long, I
Oh
think,
my
for me.
if you can give me 2, yeah. I mean, it's not even a question. Oh, we didn't win that one, though. Huh.
Well. What do we have here?
Reptile out of the water.
Is that why you're bidding?
What's that?
Saw you bidding.
Yeah, we saw you in the depths.
Everyone's like, "Where's Gator Guy? Where's Gator Guy?" We pull up and you're bidding on cards. What the fuck?
what literally
blown this off.
in between video shoots doing that. Which one did you guys see me bidding on, and what did I miss?
I can't remember.
It was Ojeda.
Yeah.
I was
Did you win it?
No, that went up. I mean, I don't have any concept. Actually, here, give me a second. I could take one phone call. I guess I should have waited a second.
Phone call as he
You
bids on another
tease.
card.
You absolute tease.
He wants that Diego Chara bad.
Yeah. So yeah, this Enzo Schifo got the Carlos Hill as a reward.
Oh,
as
that's
a
awesome.
double.
Wow. Oh yeah. Any way we can figure that out, Laird? As far as like the 2 ofs, have they been rewarded? You know.
I don't think so. But also, every single card he bought today is on the market.
Of course.
All right, I'm so back. Are we back? Is Sorare back?
I think we're back.
We never left.
So what did I miss? What have you guys talked about?
Just how crazy today has been.
Yeah.
Did we
talk
actually
about
did
the
most
dip?
of the conversation? And we're just like, what is going on?
Did we talk about the dip? The midday dip? Did you guys see it, or am I the only one that felt like there was a midday dip?
Talked about DC and like some of those teams. So I don't know if it was a midday or a
No, I mean,
DC dip. Is it DC dip?
It definitely seemed like there was a couple cards that I like had alerts for that went lower than expected. Like I think it was the 2 Chicago guys, Bamba and Zink. I can't say his whole name, but like I kind of wish I just would have fired. I just didn't need them. But Bamba was like $80, which for end season, I thought that was a really good deal. Whoever got that, and then Zink was like right after. I think it was like $86 or $87, something like that. Did I get him right?
Yeah. We talked a little bit about guys that already have in season. There was a little bit of a discount on them.
Yeah.
Like your Zaha seemed like a really good price in my opinion.
We're saying this Bamba was by that Enzo Schifo guy.
Yeah. So Enzo just came in here and spent like Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah.
You get this one?
So
No.
did you guys make fun of or comment on my Almiron buy?
No.
We
Judge
Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me it was okay. Somebody tell me it was okay.
So the only thing we made an observation of is the limited. Not that it matters anymore, limited to rare, because we know they're just completely just crazy things right now with the scarcities. But I think the limited armor went for like 50, but we're convinced it's because there's so many. $50, yeah.
There's like 600
right
Almiron in season cards right now.
Like,
okay,
yeah,
that makes a little more sense. I think whoever got that should probably be happy compared to what we saw. Like Paintsel was like double, and he's out for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But like the Almiron position change is a massive deal.
So we looked at the scores, and the scores are the same, but it's obviously just because you don't have to waste a midfield spot on him.
Yeah.
Because now you're literally talking about Gil, like Lucho, Evander, name a midfielder, Hartel, Hanny, even like all this, and
even
then
Moranchuk.
forward. Well, yeah.
That
Well,
could
now you can do
yeah.
now. Well, that's the other thing too, is you can do the Moranchuk stack, and then I just think I know the scoring isn't different. I think just the roster flexibility of him in that forward spot is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Deke, go ahead.
I was just kind of like, with me, I feel like I have too many forwards now. Like, I feel like, I'm kind of in that just based on, I got Denke, Bamba, Dreyer. It's a forward card as well. It's just like, I didn't realize whenever I was putting them in, I'm like, how am I going to play all these guys?
Well,
so I kind of ran into the opposite.
Well, I joked with you and I think Harry too when I got I had a blood rush to the head on the Almiron. I'm like, oh, Peck just went for $750. Messi's $1,300. Let me type tops in. I think $350 was my max on Almiron, and it worked. And I had forgotten that I had done a blood rush to the head and put $200 for Zaha. So Zeke says something like, "Yeah, and a nice Zaha buy." I'm like, "Huh? What are you talking? I bought Zaha weeks ago." And he's like, "Congratulations."
You did, but you also bought it.
Yeah.
And because my plan was, I'm not going to say the team because there's more auctions tomorrow. But my plan was for the first couple of weeks, have a specific team for goalie, defender, had a couple of midfielders in mind, then do Almiron forward with Messi Classic. Because Messi right away, especially if Santi goes, I think New York might be really bad again, especially away week 1. So Messi at home, week 1, boom, get to D1, and then kind of go from there and decide if we want to do hot streaks from then on out. But I think week 1, just locking in like using my Messis or using like your Peck or use whatever stud classic you have and just guarantee that D1 spot so you're in a position of strength this season. I think that's the route to go.
It does seem like getting to D1 in week 1 is more important than the streak.
I mean, it's the Royal Rumble, Harry.
It's very much not the Royal Rumble.
Still waiting for my royalties.
So Keith, if you've seen some prices, but a couple of them have gone recently.
Okay.
I'd like you to name I'm not going to give you the top 5 because Messi's first. And frankly, I'm not going to give you Peck second either. But if you could name the next 5 most expensive players that went today.
Are we going to talk super rare or are we talking rares? Because I'm going to say that, but I don't want to forget this thought. The Jordi Alba super rare price is pardon, curse words coming, the stupidest fucking buy I've ever seen on this platform. What in the hell was
just
that?
A collection piece. That's all it is. Just a collection piece.
Sean's out here getting Miggy Almiron super rare for $780. Then gold goes for $900 or something.
The gold one looked cheap to me now.
Both of those two look good. Bomba is about to go right now, is really cheap, but again, it's probably because of the extra super rares. But
so Harry, if we're going back to the not comparing rares to super rares, what did that Evander one that we just saw go for?
Oh, that was silly too.
600?
600, yeah.
600 for an Evander rare, 970 for a gold super rare.
Yeah. Well, that's the weirdest thing is like comparing again. Like how I got into that Almiron was like trying to compare and going, I think he'll be a top 5 forward on the platform. Messi, Peck, he's probably right there. And so I was like, okay, if I can get him for 350 and Messi was 1,200 or 1,300 and then Peck was 700 or 800, 350 sounds like a good deal.
Peck was 950, by the way.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so what was the question that I dodged? The
so
top 5?
Messi is just under 1,400.
Right.
Peck was at 950.
Then we got Evander.
Evander was 4 at
Okay.
616. So there's somebody between Peck and Evander.
Well, and how much was Evander?
616.
Okay, because I saw Lucho's 425. Hartle? Gill? The answer is somebody overpaid, unless I'm not thinking of somebody.
The answer is somebody who is most likely not playing for the next 6 to 7 months.
Pooch? How much did Pooch go? I thought I saw Pooch went for like 250 or something this morning.
671.
Jesus.
So it's Messi, Peck, Pooch, Evander, Kalina, Wagner, Acosta, Fry, Gill, Almiron.
All right, I didn't make it to the end till the end there. That sounded okay.
I went until your card and see how many were in front. And Denke went right behind Almiron.
You know what was funny about Dinky's auction? Because he went for like 320 or 330.
Yeah.
As he had in-season secondary cards on the market for like $120.
Yeah.
But if you want that Cincy collection boost.
It feels to me like people are not subscribing to your new to MLS may struggle thoughts.
I'm not either.
Yeah. Almiron, I don't count with that.
I mean, I'm struggling. Deke, what are your thoughts on that? Because I've always been that And I just feel like this year, the guys that are coming over, I don't know what it is. I just feel it's a little different.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm still a little bit cautious on some of them. I think it's a case by case, I think they could be slow out of the gate, and it's going to be matchup dependent. Some of these guys are going to stink on the road. I mean, the travel, they're not going to be used to it. I still think so. But some of the guys that have done well, are guys that you would think would have done well. Like Evander was not good that first year.
No.
That was tough for him. But
I feel like that makes sense though. Now what we know about Evander, like his Evanderness checks out.
Yeah. Yeah. But like on the Miggy, think of Mihalovic. He was coming back and he smashed last year. Like I think if you've already been here, you know what's up. I think those guys that already were here will do pretty well. And then like guys like Denke, like he should be a class above. I think of like Hugo Kuipers last year. He did not well at all, right? But, Petter Musa scored a bunch of goals. Just kind of, these big price tag guys. I don't know. Some of them can figure it out. Some of them can't. I don't know. It's tough.
Am I wrong? I love both of you guys. I feel, and obviously I'm invested in him, so there might be bias here. I feel like Bamba might be okay. It's just like he went from Ligue 1, where he was really good for Lille. Like he was a good player for Lille. Then he goes to Celta in La Liga. So we've got 2 top leagues. It kind of just feels like a Carlos Gil kind of vibe in terms of the move over, because Gil was West Ham to Valencia. Then, this MLS thing isn't that hard. I can pick my spot. Oh, there's a lot of room in the center. So I kind of feel like Bamba, like you don't play that league down, right? Like a Belgium type of thing that I think is a little bit similar. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Bamba just feels like somebody who's too good to be coming to MLS now.
Right. Yeah, and he's younger. And he's younger too.
Was he 28?
Yeah, right in
his prime.
Yeah.
It's like that or Saudi for a player like him right now. If you're going to cash in, like there's no like European move that's going to make you a ton of money really, because he's not lit it up, has he, for a couple of years? So it's one of them where like you've got to light it up here to maybe get on. Obviously he's on a DP, but bonuses and whatever. Like he could kick on like financially in that sense. Not to say he's not earned money, but like there could be some nice MLS, money for a few years. But he's got a few good players around him now. So it's not as if like it's like a rubbish Chicago team. Like there's a few players there now, with Zinc and whatever. I think they'll be half decent, Cypers or whatever. Like he's a good number 9. He just didn't have any service, bless him. Like if you give him the ball, like he will turn into a bit of a goal scoring machine. And I never rated Van Azio at New York. I know he's gone back now to the Belgian league, but like he was on fire in the Belgian league. Comes over different profiles, I think, to that Cyper, whatever his name is. But yeah, I think it'll work. Chicago will be half decent compared to last year.
Well, as much as hate as we give Greg too, Greg is fine.
You'll get him.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Like
I hate him.
You'll be fine.
I'm getting corrected. Villa for
Carlos Seal played.
It's the other burgundy and
we've got a little bit of a geography question, which I love here. Do we think that players who signed in the middle of the U.S. geographically stand a better chance of settling, as the away games will be approximately the same time to each coast?
Is this a Hartle question? Because he did great.
He did great
in the middle. I don't know if it really matters. Just because, like, okay, your New York clubs have so many clubs right around you that it's not a lot of travel. Where like, I don't know. Yeah, your Texas clubs, there's several in Texas, but there's a lot of travel. You're centrally located, but if you're playing in the West, you got to go up to Seattle and Portland.
Lucho to Dallas. Just
no
happened.
Way. Really?
Tommy Scoops.
In the Domino's fall, baby.
So then that's going to be Evander to Cincy. And then
somebody just go on the rare market.
Sean Newsham somewhere going, this random super rare that he's been stashing is the guy from Lons that's going to Portland. He's like, I got another in season. Now that's the place I could see struggling.
Did you guys see Lucho is back to being Luciano on Sorare?
Oh, really?
Wow.
In case you want a little more flair in your card.
I'm
Oh,
so
Dallas.
happy I bought that super rare. So happy. Wow, someone's scooping up the rares as we speak.
But why?
3 have just
But
got.
why? Hold on. Why? Why?
You're like, what's any
It's better
different?
than
That does, yeah.
well,
This
it's
is
better than
worse.
Argentina, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think correct me if I'm wrong, Deke. Argentina had subsided. It was like San Jose, which is better, staying in Cincinnati, which is better, Dallas, if Germ's in here, shit. That's my opinion.
But they're turning it around. You know, you add him, they look a little bit better, but they do have so many holes. Like
They're really bad.
there's, you know, you look at some of these. They got your hog hide. I know that's not how you say it, but they paid like $4 million for him, trying to get the central defense better. But
Germ's best friend. I'm sorry for your loss too, Trey. You guys still suck. I'm sure you're nice though.
Who was the guy that Dallas had a few years ago who basically was like Lucho's size? He played as like a 10 for them.
Not
Mauro
Velasco?
Diaz? Was that not?
Oh my god.
Is that his name?
Yes, Mauro absolute legend of the DFS streets.
DFS Smash. Yeah, Mauro Diaz.
Mauro Diaz. I looked him up recently.
I was gonna say, where did he at? I'm sure you still have score alerts on that guy. Playing in USL 2 or something.
No, he was just a glorious DFS player, though.
I don't know why Mauro Diaz. Like we were talking about, like he looked like Lucho, didn't he? Like he was small.
He was
and
smaller.
like,
He was smaller.
Yeah,
Definitely was like more stout though.
They've just
he plays
signed that
for
Owen
Universidad
Jenny or
Católica in
something.
Ecuador. We could have had his cards.
Oh, someone just bought the super rare for 300. We're flying. Classics back, baby.
I just don't understand why a move to Dallas is making stuff fly. Like
Because it isn't Argentina. That's
it wasn't
why.
going to be Argentina.
It was for a long time. It was.
So-
it was.
There is a single reason why we could take the Argentina rumors seriously. And it's because our good friend Surfula bought one.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's how you
Yes.
know an Argentina rumor is has some legs at least.
Yeah, I had a message off him personally. Like this was heating up at some point, you know.
But then
here's
the
like-
Estudiantes coach decided they didn't want him.
Yeah, he's too small.
That seems silly.
here's my excitement, okay, about this move. All right. Okay. Dallas attack, Petamusa there. I mean, you got to think this helps him. You got Kamungo, who I think is going to have a breakout year. He's exciting. He's electric. You know, he's not polished, but he's electric. You got Shaq Moore at right back.
All right. Where's the
you
mute
know.
button? Where's the mute button?
No. But this team, okay, they're probably one of the worst in the league. Would you agree with that?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Trying to figure out where the spin's coming here. Keep
That's a
going.
good thing for MLS. I mean, there's some key players on this team, some stars, if you will, on this team, and they're one of the worst. Philadelphia is one of the worst teams in the league, and they have the best defender on the platform for, scoring. So I really think this year the parity is going to be insane.
Sure.
Where going to Dallas is tough. Some teams are going to go in there and lose. I mean, home, we're homies here. I think that this is going to be an exciting year. Inter is probably going to run away with it, but I think it's going to be tight. Columbus is not the same team anymore. Like some of these teams that were elite had a little bit of a drawback. I mean, what's better than a Friday night game in New York City with New York City and Dallas?
I wanted to bring this up because Carlos Gil starts in his last 40, which is basically last year, averaged almost 65 points a game, and the Revs were one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
Why is Lucho much different?
It's complete different players. Like
they are different. I'll agree.
Gil literally would get on the ball. Sometimes he would Pooch and Gil were the two guys that, if you watch the games, they would come 70 yards back and they would literally sometimes pick the ball up on their own box and just go, these guys can't pass the ball. We're not going to get past the midline unless I do this myself. And they will literally win contests, go through, do passes, just quick one touch and go. So they pick it up. Lucho is not that. Lucho cannot get beat up that far. And I think it's a fantastic move for Dallas. I think it makes Dallas not the worst team in the league. Anytime you get a former MVP, it's a great thing. But I don't know if you guys remember Lucho maybe 2 to 3 years ago in Cincy, right as Cincinnati broke out, like the Vasquez year where he showed up. Lucho was, he tilted us because he was decisive and no AA. It was like 60, 62, two decisive, 70, 72, because he would just lose possession a ton.
He tries so much.
He tries so much, tries so many passes. Gil and Pooch, like you watch their stats at the end of the game. Gil will get 120 touches. Pooch would have 160, 170 touches. And then Lucho, you look at his passing accuracy and the amount of touches and the amount of passes, it's just much lower. So I do kind of worry about that from Dallas, just purely from a Sorare perspective. I don't necessarily know if we're going to get the massive AA games that consistent. Like that run you're just showing right there, Laird.
I was going to say this run right here where he never touched 80.
Yeah, but look at the AA in those. It's probably going to be a lot of like 5 to 10s would be my guess.
He had one game like that was a good one, but yeah, it's like a lot of.
The issue is as well, like as a mid, he's going to lose. But like they're going to concede a lot of goals. Not that since he didn't concede any, but like those 2 points add up. Like you concede 2 or 3 goals a game, 6 to 8 points. Like it's not fun. But I completely agree with you, Keith. He is a completely different player. Like he's not as he doesn't command the ball, and he doesn't control games. Lucho, he's a moments player. Like he comes in clutch in just certain moments. Like he'll just come alive, do a little 1-2, and they're in, and it's a goal. Where Gil's like literally just on the ball as much as possible, controlling things and making things tick. It is just a completely different sort of style of 10. They're different.
That's fair.
I saw Philly Dilly made a comment about the Philly comp. I'm a Philly fan, so they've been down, or they've been great and then had a rando down year, but that roster, just based on the other teams around them, it's not as good as a lot of teams. And
what is Joseph Payne's still super rare right now. Yes, I'm trying to see what I'm going to buy on stream right now, just for some fun. Why is it $891 right now? What are we doing?
Do you get points per song?
What's that? Do you get a point per song? I seriously, if you guys touched on this early, I'm going to kind of take us back to auctions, but I seriously feel like a lot of people that have made bids today aren't looking at the prize pool, that don't really know like the rate of return, those type of things, which I'm not asking everybody to do that. Like there's an idea of fun, but can't remember who it was on Twitter. I was going back and forth, but I was just saying like, they're like, don't judge my stupid buys. I'm like, I'm not judging, but if you're going to do stupid stuff and like not look from a yield perspective, I think you should look at classic. Like that's where you can go have some fun. Like this is a yield game in end season. You're muted.
Sorry. The only thing that we said on it really was we're seeing prices where winning once isn't enough anymore.
Right. And that was the whole thing, is you should have a duplication of that part.
I was going to say something else and now I can't remember. I was watching these auctions here.
Oh boy, I might be getting another forward.
The same guy that bid on Paintsel bought the limited Galaxy team for $1,700. That was all of the one-ofs, except for Miguel Berry.
Miguel Berry, God. It's no good. Let me cycle this.
Trey said the rare Luchos that were just bought are already relisted at double the price.
Yeah.
No comment.
I'm not sure anybody's. I don't know. That doesn't feel like a strong enough.
They've just signed a CDM as well for 2 mil from second French division, like Owen Jenny or something. He's like 6'6", big CDM. So if someone's gonna break up the play and give him the ball, it's probably that guy.
Isn't that Minnesota though? Didn't you go to Minnesota?
Oh, is it Minnesota? Is it? Sorry. Yeah, that didn't help them.
These are the last 3 super rares of the day: Paintsel, Sinkernagel, and Hani Mukhtar.
I know they loaded up though for tomorrow's, which is nice. Go to rare. I want to see Deke's reaction. Do me a favor. Go to rare and just sort goalkeeper auctions coming up. I want Deke's reaction on the San Diego prices of the goalkeepers coming.
Okay, let's see.
Where the hell is the position? There it is. So we're looking at $77 currently for Pablo Cisniega and $157 for CJ Dos Santos.
Yeah. I mean, Dos Santos is the starter based on everything we've seen in preseason. And Cisniega might not even be the second. I mean, in all honesty.
And I'm not sure that pump price isn't going to go up either.
Raise your hand if you've never owned a Pablo Cisniega on Sorare. Wow. This is why he's the MLS expert.
Hold on. That just shows who Trippin has influenced. That is.
I wasn't in the Discord then. That's why.
Yeah.
Out of it.
I mean, hey, it worked for a few weeks. It worked for a few weeks. It worked until it
worked is a real.
Who was the other guy? George Marks.
Oh my god! I never owned George.
Yeah,
Marks.
I remember him.
But unfortunately, I have owned a Karol Swiderski, which was one of the worst experiences of my Sorare life.
Yeah.
I gotta see what I'm almost certain I also traded Cisniega to Pavel, like after.
That checks out. Probably for some one-ups.
Here we go. So I bought the Cisniega for let's see. Well, that's actually pretty bad. $155, 0.10.
Okay.
And then Cisniega, Kim Jong-un. This is the Dallas guy, or the DC guy, isn't it?
Sure looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All Kim all the way around.
No. He's older.
This guy's
all right.
Didn't he come from John? I don't know. Anyway, and $16 for Doolin and 2 Caravallos. Oof. Anyway, is this the guy who?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh, can we?
So this guy basically, the reason this guy spent so much is because Pranksy wanted to buy these cards and he said no. Like that's all it comes down to.
Well, I mean that guy's just. I've seen him all over the auctions. It's crazy. Do we know anything? Yeah. Was he? Sorry, you probably said this, but is he brand new to the platform or?
No.
Okay.
Let me double check if he was the guy who, the Kubo guy. Hold on.
While you're looking that up, I think we're about to run into auctions of 2 of the worst teams in the league. We've got San Diego coming up. Sorry, Tuggy. So then they could be fine, but I think they're down there. And then I think Sporting Kansas City might be the worst team in the league.
And I don't think it's
because of their CONCACAF Champions Cup matches they'll have to play.
I think that just gives them a reason to suck. I think they would have sucked regardless. Like, have you seen the scores in the preseason?
6-0. What was that last one?
Have they scored yet?
I don't think they've scored, and I think they lost to like a second or third tier
Florida International. Yeah.
A college team.
College team.
Wow.
It wasn't like 1-0?
1-0, yeah. It wasn't like a real game, but
well, no game with SKC this year might be a real game.
What they signed 2 guys from Aris or whatever it was.
Oh my god, he got bailed out.
He got bailed out.
Schwarzenegger came in.
Yep, he's bought some cards today too.
Yeah, I've noticed that name around. Oh, he's got the pack.
He's got the pack. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what the most tilting thing about this entire day is? I think Sean Newsham got the best deal of the day.
Of course he did. It's the most Sean thing ever. But you're right.
I think he got the best.
Which one did he get again?
He got an Almiron Super Rare for like $780.
Yeah.
It is.
That sticks out. Like that card, based on what everything else is gone for, should probably be double.
Mm-hmm.
I think, given what we've seen, I mean, if Paintsill is going to be just shy of $1,000.
Boga just tweeted, an attacking duo of Lucho Acosta and Peter Musa will be amongst the most elite attacking pairings in the MLS. In MLS, sorry, not the MLS.
For sure. And they'll combine, and their double decisives will they'll both score. Lucho corner to Peter or just on breakthrough. And then at the end of the game, you'll see Lucho sitting at 63 points and Musa at 60 with minus 9 AA.
Come on now.
And you will win nothing.
What did the Musa go for today? It's been relisted. It went for £67. That card gets a bit better now, I'd say. Like if he was able to score last year with a Dusty Ferreira and no Alan Velasco, you know, that tells me something pretty significant.
Hold on.
He scored goals last year, by the way.
We gotta slow down on something you just said there.
He was shocking. Ferreira was absolutely horrendous last year.
Yeah, I'd say he didn't care more.
Right.
Than...
Well, yeah, whatever way you want to look
he
at
had
it.
He had one foot out the door for sure.
Yeah, like, mate, he was he had a few injuries, but he was terrible.
I'm more so asking of you, are you making a bold call that he's going to be Dusty in Seattle, or is he going to get?
No. Okay, I'm a Jersey Mints Jesus Ferreira owner. Like I love Jesus Ferreira.
Okay.
Like I've had him for years.
Did you win that card?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I had him before. I had him before.
Right there. You're like, I've always believed in this guy that I won 3 years ago.
I bought him. I bought the exact same card before, won the Jersey Mint, and then I sold the other one.
All right.
I promise you.
But
you can go back. It's in the
I
archives.
think I remember that actually. So I'll let you have that.
Harry, I could not let you get away with just saying Dusty, 22-year-old, Dusty, 22-year-old, and
He's
not
24. 24. Come on. He's 24 now, by the way. Which is nuts. Nah, like,
now, do we think he's going to be motivated? I mean,
if I'm him, I'm not happy. Like, I think in my head, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was on the verge of getting a £10 million move to Europe, and now I'm in Seattle where it's rainy every day, and I was in Dallas where it was boiling.
But
he's close to Russia now, where he was supposed to go.
He's close.
He'll be there anytime, any day now.
I'm gonna make a comment that Harry will agree with, but I want to see Deke's reaction when I say it, because I don't know how Deke feels about this player, but I think Jesus Ferreira's sentiment and how happy he is will a lot rely on how much field De La Vega sees and how many times he has to watch De La Vega be an absolute disaster.
Yeah. What if De La Vega is one of those guys who could not figure it out the first year? It takes a second year jump.
So, like, the second year, is that like learning how to go forward instead of backward? Like he was, I don't know what you're feeling. Harry and I were DM.
Horrendous.
Awful was nice.
Yeah.
Like, I think Harry was like, I was like watching a game, and I think Harry was too. I'm like, holy shit, De La Vega is shocking. And Harry's like, I would not be able to play with that guy. Like,
and it's crazy because like Peck kind of came at the similar price tag,
right.
And you see what he did.
A little better.
Slightly better. But what I've heard from training is Schmetzer said he is really showing what his price tag was, and he's impressing in the preseason. Now, what does that mean? Is he just trying to get someone else to buy him? Take him off his hands? Or
get him the hell out of Galaxy? You guys need some attack?
Yeah. He can't be worse. So, you know, that's not really making a statement, I guess. But that attack, you know, Areola maybe coming off the bench and, you know, providing that kind of, you know, late in the game. You know, we're getting to these older guys.
What is that lineup, though? I haven't thought, because obviously you have – are we thinking – give me your projected lineup for that. I think that's a very complicated team the more I'm thinking about it.
Right now, at least, you know, Morris or Ferreira, you know, Morris probably on the left, Ferreira up top. You know, I feel like that makes the most sense. Rothrock's still dealing with an injury. I think he's going to come off the bench.
I like him.
I did too. He did a lot of things, and he came out of nowhere. He might have been like the guy that's, you know, no one had on radar whatsoever. Yeah. Rusnak, he's dealing with an injury. He might play on there. I think they're playing like Antigua or something in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So that would open up a spot. And then, you know, I think De La Vega maybe on the right starts based on what I've heard. But I think there's going to be rotation nightmares with that front.
That's more where I was going with it. Is it feels like Rusnak probably has to be Ferreira when you give up as much as you do. Those two are locked, and then Morris kind of feels like he should be there. But then you have De La Vega, you have Rothrock, you have Areola. I'm curious. I'll be interested if Ariel plays some right back. I know they love Roldan, but like maybe that ends up being a situation where he does some of that work.
Yeah.
Because remember who was it? Kellen Rowe. They'd bring in like Schmetzer loved Kellen Rowe.
Yeah.
He's the worst soccer player I've ever seen in my life.
He's not good.
He's so bad.
If he didn't get
one of my
hurt,
best friends in college is a Seattle fan, and like he's from there, and yeah, he's just like you would tell, like he grew up going to the games and stuff, and he just like hates him like with a passion.
yeah, I mean, João Paulo is getting a lot of hype that he's like locked in, and it's like, are they just saying stuff that I don't know, but like Vargas had rumors to Mexico,
has to be in Mexico,
which I mean, they can pay him where he's not making like anything now. So like, he's here for now, but a lot of this is going to depend on, is De La Vega like can he play like a normal person?
Speaking of John Paulo, he didn't get cards today either. He and Rusnak both.
Oh, okay. I trust Behab a lot on Seattle stuff, and he said De La Vega has solid potential, was trying to do too much for the minutes that he was healthy last year. Also needs somebody to move the ball that's not J-Mo. Hey, J-Mo has one run in him every single time. It is right off the shoulder, and you get me the ball, or I'm done running. So
yeah, it's going to be a rotation nightmare there. But they've got one of the best squads, I'd say.
Yeah,
like, you know what though? What's not a rotation nightmare is those two center backs and the goalkeeper.
Well, you say that. I've heard from the manager that they're going to play Josh Atencio at center back.
Yeah,
like
I don't believe him.
Atencio's a player, by the way.
Oh, I love Atencio.
He's an athlete. Like I can see that working really well because he can he can burst through with the ball at center half. Like he'd be frightening as like the third center back.
Yeah, but you're not benching Reagan.
No,
who
for sure.
Probably by the end of the season, I don't think it's hard to say like he was probably the best center back in MLS. And then Yaimara was probably number 2.
100%. But they've got those CONCACAFs, and like they will need. You know what I'm saying? Like it just depends which way it goes. Does Essential play in the CONCACAF? Does he play on the weekend? Like that's where I think it'll be tricky. But I'm sure we'll figure it out.
You remember what was it 2 years ago that Seattle was? If you don't have a Seattle stack, don't even try on Sorare. Like there's no point.
They got the Ajax. Yeah.
It was 2001 because I remember when Limiteds came out. I was like, I can finally get a sounder stack.
Okay, but it was literally like, don't even
Shout
try.
out Raul Rui Diaz.
Yeah, don't even show up. Yeah. And I still can distinctly remember. I think it was like one of the first couple of weeks, probably like CONCACAF, and I think they were. I want to say they were in Canada or DC. It was one of those two, and they didn't bring anybody. They literally like brought the number 2 team. It was like Baker Whiting, and like everybody, and it was just like the sign that, oh, by the way, this Seattle stack might suck. Like,
didn't they start like Hebert a little bit there? Was he in that mix?
Yeah, he played. He come off the bench a lot and
sure did
things and walked around.
China League legend. Now.
But
yeah. Oh man.
Ritter, I mean, there might be a 3 in the back.
Oh, they've done that before.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Schmetzer is totally that guy that has a system, and then middle of the season, if it's not going well, he's like, let's try this. Let's see what happens for a couple weeks, and then goes back.
Deke, what's happening with Mario Rui? Any latest intel on that?
No, I haven't heard anything. Just there was the links to Atlanta, and then completely dried up.
And that link
there was Dallas.
No sense.
Did you see the Dallas link?
But Dallas wasn't real, right?
No, Fabrizio.
Yeah, but didn't Bogert say that?
Yeah, he did.
Sorry, this wasn't real.
Yeah, he actually did. To be fair, there was 7 hours ago. It said Boa Vista is in advanced negotiations with him, but they've just signed Kurzawa, who's obviously a left back. So, I only know that because I had an offer on his Super earlier.
Rui or.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, you asked that question as if you just got an offer and you were
no,
while you're here.
I accepted an offer earlier. Someone offered me 2 of his in-season rares and like a load of other rubbish for my Super Rare, which I paid like 20 quid for. And the in-season rare goes for 20. Like I had an offer earlier for 17 for the rare. And now I've ended up with 2. So hoping he stays in the, hoping he goes to MLS because that'll be 2 in-season defenders.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. pop quiz, and I know not everybody cares about super rares here, but the current with, let me make sure I get the time right, with 18 minutes and 20 seconds left, what is the Hani Mukhtar midfield? How that guy did not get a position change beyond me, but midfield, what is it going for in fiat US dollars?
I had it up before. It was over 800.
It is a lot more than that now.
Wow.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
1.6.
Like
1.6 what?
1.6K.
Okay.
Too high.
Okay. 1.2.
Thank God, actually.
Yeah.
1310.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
And guess who was Alex Hamad just got outbid by Houndy, whatever that is. Whoever you are, Houndy, I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it's.
I bought a Handy super rare in the offseason for $100 and wonder if I overpaid.
Yeah, there's some
Gold makes more sense.
Gold makes more sense.
He dropped. He wasn't up top till like the very end, but Handy played as a second striker like the entire season.
His entire career in MLS.
I don't.
like Andrew Privet has played 2 seasons at center back, and he's still getting midfield cards. Like there's like questionable.
Just a few guys that like slipped through the Opta algorithm.
Yeah. QC just wasn't on, it was like Creed from The Office that day.
Hold on. Martin Ojeda is a forward?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Thank God.
You were bidding on it.
I just got bailed the fuck out is what has happened. Oh, my God. I had no idea. Why? He didn't play forward at all. He literally exclusively played either like on the left or in the center. Like he played no second forward. What is that?
Would you guys rather have Hanny's super rare or 5 zinc super rares?
Whatever I just broke. What was the question? I just broke something.
Well, like zinc is at like under 300 right now with a minute left.
No,
I 1300.
Laird, if I shared my screen, I have it pulled up. Like I'm like debating the bid button. I just have so many.
On the zinc?
I have so many. Don't I? No, hold on.
We have Zaha and Almiron.
And I have Bamba. Well, no. Well, that not for super. In season, I have Zaha and I have Bamba.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need another forward right now.
Philly Dilly said the Hanny super rare is close to what they paid for the Saka super rare.
Wow. God.
Similar players.
Mismarked forward till now, I guess.
Led, we're in that Sorare evolution now, the 5-year cycle where we actually have baby Cade Cowell on the platform. 16-year-old Chance Cowell for the San Jose Earthquakes. I'm guessing that's his brother.
Yeah.
Has to be, doesn't it? There can't be another Cowell from fucking San Jose.
That's crazy.
I think this is the steal of the day right here.
Do it, Gail.
Oh, Wedge Game thought too.
Wedge Game's watching.
That 300 is still like, I think.
I agree. I just don't really need it. Now I'm going to go to my spreadsheet and just see the Chicago fixtures. And
Like, do I actually need? Yeah.
Well, no, look, let's listen to Chicago's fixtures, though. At Columbus, DC, okay. But then at Dallas, at Toronto, at Vancouver.
We're just talking about Dallas being the worst team in the league. Like, I know it's away, but come on. It's also like March Dallas. It's not, August Dallas.
No, it's not.
And at Toronto. Toronto is not very good.
All right, let's see if I can get there in time. I don't think I'm going to get there in time. I just moved. Let's see. Oh, let's see. It's going to happen. Is it going to happen?
5.
Is it going to happen?
You're going to need two
factor. Oh, we're there. It is.
Yes!
Now the Wedge Game is so pissed
I'm done, though. I'm done, though.
Famous
That's
last
going to
words.
be better. Wedge Game's like, you owe me $35.
I don't get any essence on this either. I just can't let Sean walk away with the only good deal of the day.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Do you remember? You remember when our auction watches used to have commas?
Well, I'll just turn it to the
Too
European one, and then it'll be fine.
Too soon. So now do I?
Oh man.
There we go. I did not know you were here at Wedge Game. My apologies. Now I feel bad. Oh,
Sell it to him for 10% more.
I think I just got to a grand spent today. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Just list it again for quadruple the price.
Overnight, yeah.
I think people are just put off by the Chicago badge,
Maybe.
and he's obviously a transfer, he's just not as sexy as X other player.
I have a Bamba in-season super rare. I have a Bamba's classic super rare, and now I have a Zinc in-season super rare.
You're a Chicago boy. You'll
Bamba
PSU,
Zinc,
yeah, PSU of 25.
Gonna go get myself a Greg jersey.
Yeah.
I'm just rooting for Greg to figure it out.
Wedge Game just got a $30 market credit for making you buy that card. Nico just saw that and he was like, "Thank you."
What am I doing?
Toby's all in on Zinc getting sets.
Oh, he should be on sets. I think he's on Monopoly.
Yeah, no more Acosta. Can't have any more Acosta sets.
No. Well, and then Bamba could take, but he's not going. I don't think he likes to take them. So,
have we seen Joseph Martinez's price?
No, God.
If it's over
He's
$1,
over 100. He's over $110 pounds right now.
You forget he ran really hot at the end of the season, Laird. Really hot.
No, but not for this team.
No, Harry. I'm not defending it. I'm saying
I know
why it's high.
That's crazy to me.
I still don't think anything is as crazy as
This is the guy winning it. Has bought these cards today.
Okay, so he's at Prodius. Oh, he got Montreal.
Andrew Rick.
Peyton Miller, $50. What are we doing?
Wow, my boy George Campbell, 84.
Yeah,
wow.
Bryce
Duke's cheap.
That was a good price.
That Vrioni price looks cheap. Could be wrong.
Oh, so somebody asked earlier. I saw it. I was going to answer, but they said sell them on how Montreal will be good with the number 9 situations that they have. Like who's going to score?
Yeah, I mean, not for the first 7 matches on the road.
On the road, yeah,
they'll struggle again. But I mean, Vrioni will probably score, right?
Carl's would disagree.
Yeah, that's very true. Maybe it changes scenery. He just wanted to go even further north, even worse weather. Even more miserable.
No Montreal preview here, Deke on Sorare
It's in Canada.
Oh my God!
They broke it up.
US haven't stolen Canada yet. It's close though.
Yeah.
They're in negotiations.
My fault. For those of you unaware, these are all Deke's team profiles on Sorare Inside.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw something out here. If that's right, Tom Pierce, he's a wild one. He'll be on pretty much every single set piece when he's out there. So DFS knowledge here. But last year there was one game he subbed on. I want to say he played 30, 35 minutes, had 17 crosses. He had a game in England when he was in the second tier. I think he went to Villanova. Tom Pierce did? Oh, well, Laird's about to buy him.
English lad.
Yeah. So there was a game though in the championship where it was something like 28 or 29 crosses. So if you like Kai Wagner,
I don't see them over here,
and you want a little bit of Kai light in terms of tons of crosses and tons of set pieces, that could be an interesting play. You're just going to get an absolutely slaughtered on lost possessions.
Bryce Duke loves a set though. Let's not kid ourselves.
He doesn't though. He doesn't. He's giving them away plenty. I know. Well, okay, maybe he loves them, but no, they don't love giving him to him.
Well, he was good. Bryce Duke could peak, man. I'm giving him his flowers there. There's no number 9 in that team, by the way. Can we just point out Caden Clark and Bryce Duke are not 9s?
I was going to say I didn't scroll down and we lost the 9. Oh wait, I did.
Oh, did we? We do have the 9, of course we do. Sorry. I was
I
going
think
to say,
you, I think you get what you said was actually still correct. They don't have enough.
Yeah, it was still correct, but like, yeah, that's funny.
Whenever
Team.
they're commenting on how well Owusu is looking in preseason, might be a sign. The one thing that is interesting, Sinchuk, maybe say it like that, they just signed him for a boatload. He's probably going to be in the mix, but he's still waiting on his paperwork and stuff. He came from like Metallarist or something.
Wow.
That sounds like a guy to wait a year on.
Yeah. They paid a boatload for him, and it just seems kind of crazy. But yeah.
Oh my God! Don't tell me I started a Tom Pierce run. That was not an endorsement.
Wow, nice, Ev.
Yeah.
That seems like a good deal.
I mean, Rob said that was the MLS Trent. There should be a run on him.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was like projected to start because he was like came over from Wigan and he started a couple games and I don't think he did all that well, and then he just found himself on the bench a lot. So
they just don't have any other options with like Edwards leaving.
No, I didn't know. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. Oh my God. All right, well, let's see what I have for sale real quick. So let's talk.
I was just making. Yeah, it just got swept.
Can we talk about Kamani Stewart Baines here? Got one for sale.
Look what you did.
Surely
that's not just now. Hold on. 3:30. Okay. 5:41 was 9 minutes ago.
I mean,
before we started.
Kamani Stewart Baines was the 4th pick in the draft. Last year? He
was the free card. I got what is it? The free card as your bonus with the Alberna.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I made Alistair buy. Apologies, guys.
No, he should be thanking you.
Hey, I mean, you get a cheap enough set piece taking defender is not that easy to do. So.
I feel like we talked about a ton and very little about actual what's going to happen in MLS this year, which is probably expected, to be honest.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, how could we not talk about these auctions?
That's what I was saying. Like, I really wanted to do something, but like,
yeah.
So we'll end on this though. We'll give some people. So I know this is just cheesy as hell, but let's get everybody's who's going to be the best team in the MLS regular season only.
I'm saying Atlanta.
I still like Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I still like Miami, but Seattle's close.
Okay. And I'm Atlanta as well here.
Atlanta has the upside for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like Atlanta has a ton of Galaxy vibes.
Yeah.
From last year.
I want to add one more of what team do you think everyone thinks is bad and won't be bad?
Everyone thinks is bad and won't be bad.
Chicago. Does everyone think they're going to be bad? I don't know, but that would be my like.
That's a good shout.
That's a good one. I like that.
I think people still joke about Chicago that it's okay to say you think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me see if everybody thinks that. I mean, I want to say Montreal but I don't know if everybody thinks they'll be bad. But Sean Newsham thought they were going to be the worst team in the MLS, and I had them like top 6, top 7. There might be some shakeups, but I'll go Montreal. I think I trust the coaching system. Like that's just Nancy ball run back for like the 3rd or 4th straight year. And
Columbus too.
Yeah.
So mine was Columbus. And it's because of the number of times where Keith has like talked about Montreal and he's like, it's Nancy ball. And I'm like, why are we ignoring where he actually still coaches?
Hold on,
like,
do people think Columbus is going to be bad?
I think people think they're going to be bad after losing Cucho and
no way.
All right.
So, well, no, you might be right. I'm just saying that they're not going to be bad. You have the best manager in the MLS. Like,
right.
That's so. All I'll say that this too, like bold predictions for Columbus, they make a huge splash in the summer.
They'll have to. You have to replace Cucho, don't you?
They will. I think they will.
Yeah.
I think it's just, you see what you have out, you see what type you need. I was talking to one of our friends, Big Crew fan, See It, Save It, and I think the most important player on Columbus is Shambost. That if he's
Stop it.
Damn it.
And if
You meant Darlington Nagby.
Darlington, well,
Yeah.
real life
He's
player,
at the
but-
heart of the midfield. Come
Yeah.
on, Keith.
Yeah, the engine.
Oh, you need me to cook dinner? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's Max Avston, and we just end the stream there.
I do love Arsene. I do love
Yeah,
it.
he's nice. He's nice.
Farsi's terrible.
I kind of
Yeah,
like.
he's nice.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota because I have the jersey on. I think they have a pretty deep squad that have enough, solid players. Yeboah is good up top. He's gonna score goals. You have a goal scorer.
Yeah.
I still believe in Bongi Longawane. I just think he's electric. But
Give him some Leagues Cup run.
yeah, he needs
again.
like some crazy run. But they've quietly made some nice signings. Talk about in the midfield. Hassani Dodson requested a trade, but he's still playing in preseason.
That was a
So
weird one.
that's kind of weird, but he's back with them. Ho Young Jung they got. Nicholas Romero, an under 22 center back signing. So like they're bringing in decent pieces. I just don't think anyone's talked about them at all.
That's a good one.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they go under the radar big time since the Reynoso departure.
Yeah.
I can't even talk now. Whatever. We're gonna do one more. I love Joseph Rosales, and I was just looking up to
Floor's
see-
gone. Floor's gone.
On which one?
No, next
joking,
one.
I'm
I'm going for my third player to get the floor swept, but
Yeah, he's just sweeping for days.
I don't have any of these guys for sale. What am I doing? No, I like Minnesota too. Rosales, I think, will be a really good player. Should be on all their sets. I was really hoping. I just looked before I said anything out loud. I was hoping that he'd have a defender card because he plays like a left wing back for them. But he's still a mid guard, which doesn't help him as much. But he's a really nice player.
So we're down under is going to be the Tom Pierce market.
God, what am I doing? What am I doing to people?
I
think
hoping,
if you've been willing to
Go on,
watch this much of this show, you deserve to get a good flip or two.
Yeah.
what's happened to Johnny Russell? I was really under the impression like he went on a podcast and I listened to, and he basically said like I'm like looking for another club in the MLS and stuff. This was like a while ago though. Everything's gone quiet there, hasn't it? On his, not that like he's a big player or anything, but like he's a nice player to have for somebody. Like he'll be a nice little, winger option. I've not heard anything.
He was at the Super Bowl
He was.
with Funtas and who's the other guy? Yeah, I don't know.
He's in the US then.
Yeah, he's in the US. So,
But talk about
I guess he used to play for Kansas. Yeah.
Talk about dust.
Yeah, but
great beard though. I mean,
it's MLS heritage. Like,
Look,
Yeah, he is.
Look, he and Royce will have a competition for whose hamstring goes faster. Like
Royce,
literally, Johnny
amazing.
Russell, the indelible image of owning way too much Johnny Russell the last 2 years is when he finally starts going good, makes a run, and he gets shot.
sweep now.
Do we sweep
Get
or
your,
not?
get your
What do
mops
you
out
think?
and
Hold on.
start sweeping.
If nobody's looked, what do you think the floor is right now on a Johnny Russell?
The
rare
cheapest you
card?
can. Oh, rare.
Buck?
Couple
50
bucks.
I don't know.
105.
Yeah,
Is that Jersey mint? Find me the Jersey mint, Laird. I'll buy. Oh, $1.31. All right, let's go get
There
one.
it is.
$1.31.
Yeah, that's the jersey man right there.
Let's go.
No way. Someone's gonna.
Somebody's gonna beat me to it. Watch
Yeah.
it. Watch it. Let's see how quick we can go. Let's see.
I just wanted to see if there was any others. No.
Let's see. Let's see. Can it be done? Got it.
I'm just
We
kidding.
got him.
I was like, oh man, he's gonna get
Well, Keith's on another tab and I just snag it. All right. We just wait for the dots to go up, Keith. Here we go.
That's a fun card. That's just a Sorare Heritage card, though. So
Yes.
He'll be able to compete in Classic even if he does come.
Now, the
big
honest
question
question
that we
is, did
didn't
I boost
answer.
anybody?
It's 2 hours now, and we didn't answer the biggest question. Has Steve Clark retired, or
Yeah, what's going on with him?
Nobody knows. A rat tail just flowing in the wind.
if this classic is $1.05, the in-season auction would be 1,237.
Hard to argue.
Johnny Russell jersey meant for $1 in 2025. One of those look how far we've come moments.
Hani Mukhtar, 13, 10, 19 cents.
Game's gone.
What happened to Tyler Miller?
Would you rather one Hani Mukhtar super rare or 1,327 Johnny Russell jersey mint rare?
I know what your answer is, Laird.
What happened
Yeah,
to
I know
Tyler
that.
Miller?
He went to Swansea and then like died, basically.
You know what I think?
I heard he
You know
went to
what
Swansea, just
Oh.
like Deke.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know where I think Tyler Miller? He got named to the All-Star team by Rooney, and he was never the same since.
Yeah, it just got to his head and couldn't live up to the expectations.
Well, that was that season.
He's playing in like USL 1 or 2.
Miami.
Germ,
He's in Miami.
told me about it. Yeah.
He just got signed by
for like
Miami, but
2 years
not
now, right?
Yeah, well, but he was in like the Charlotte Battery, and now he just got signed by Miami. Yes, I still have player alerts set up for Bill Hamid. I'm not taking them off.
Of course.
No, but like I don't know if you guys remember the Miller thing. The Rooney had them. He wanted the sweeper, but he wanted them out like 50 yards. So he wanted them in front of the box. So Miller got chipped every game. That was the Ruiz. Remember Ruiz scored from I think it was about 80 yards.
Yeah,
Pablo Ruiz fired it.
Yeah.
So that was the whole. You probably don't come back from that. Just getting chipped
right
endlessly.
Maybe not. All right. We've gone 2 hours and 2 minutes. I have lost Deke, and I actually have to go myself.
Yep. Great time, guys. Good to see y'all.
So, yeah. Thank you to everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Speaking of Quinny, he'll be on the channel on Thursday. We've got Sorare Andrews. Quinny's coming on for a Midtjylland Real Sociedad watch along because we're bad. Our two teams are battling.
That'll be fun.
That's
so
fun.
Come back for that. So yeah, good luck with all your MLS auctions. Don't go too crazy with your instant buys. And if you are going to go a little crazy, maybe take a step outside.